Hello, yours. Welcome to CodeForAny. Medicare's app, Flutter apps inside. Today, I need to develop this here. The home screen need to start here. First of all, need this here the main tab bars because need to use this here the bottom tab bars and also app bars needs. Today, need to developing here the bottom tab bars as well as the top app bars. Need to developing here. First of all, need to see this designs inside the XD files. Now need to opening here and similar to develop this inside the Flutters. How to making here we need to creating this tag need to developing here the app bars and as well as need to like this bottom tab bars need to develop here. Let's start how to write down inside the flutters. First of all need to go inside the home folders and to making here the new files and to give this here the name main tab bar tab screen dot like this need to write down here the naming configurations need to set here and then after need to create here the stateful widgets and to give this here the name main tab screen like this need to write down here and also import this here the material dependency and we need to use this here the tab bars. That's why to managing so we need to need this here the one with property we need to set here the single trick providers start min mix min need to needs here and to put this here and we need to use here. Now need to needs here the some variables declarations also need to needs here the tab controller so need to put here is equal to write down here the controllers and to set here the letter property and initialize need to use this here and also another one property selected tabs so need to needs here the select tabs events need to also needs here need to set here the 0 and now we need to write down here the init states and to initialize here the tab bar controllers is equal to need to write down here the tab controllers set here the length 3 tabs need to develop here inside the bottoms and to write down here the this so need to since like this property we need to put here and these controllers also need to given this here the add listeners put here and semicolons and also need to write down here the dispose methods so need to write down here and this initialize here the listeners controllers dot remove listeners and we need to pass this here these keywords need to write down here the dispose methods controller those remove listeners and need to like this no needs only dispose need to put here. Now need to write down here the set states. Need to write down here the select tabs is equal to need to write down here the controllers dot indexed. Need to given this here the select tabs. So need to get here. Need to change here context. Use this here the controllers and like this. We need to get here the current selected tabs. We need to returning here if you get here the any listeners. Then after we need to developing here the UI. First of all, we need to configure this UI inside the main tab. Now need to go inside the uh, give this here the temporary the click events of the google's. Now need to find out here the login screens and to find here the google buttons and to put this here the temporary screen context dot push extensions methods need to calls. If you not see here the second video, please first of all the see second video and explain in details how to make this here the push extension methods inside the context. Now we need to write down here the context dot we need to call this here the main tab screens. We need to put here and we need to semicolons and to save here. Now need to click and opening this here the screens. Now making here the UI for the screens. First of all, need to go inside the main tab screens and to write down here the scaffold and we need to set here the bottom navigation bar. We need to set here bottom navigation bar, and we need to making here the containers decorations. We need to set here the box decoration, set here the color whites. Then after we need to set here the border radius circulars. Need to give this here the only because need to needs here the top borders only. Border corners needs here radius circulars need to set here the 15, and top right radius circulars need to set here the 15s, like this configures here. And then after so need to set here box shadow, set here color 12, and blur radius we need to set here the pi, and offset also need to set here offset 0, and to give this here the -2, and also need to set here the paddings for these controllers. Const edges insert symmetric, need to set here the verticals, set here the 15, and now need to initialize here the tabs. Create here the child outside of the box decorations. Write down here the tab bars, and to declare this here the tabs, as well as you need to configure this here controllers, as you need to pass this here the controllers like this configures here, and also need to declare here the body. Need to making here the tab view, and we need to create here the childs. Now need to temporary here the set here the containers 3 times. Need to put here like here, and also need to set here the controllers as a controllers like this. Need to configure here, and now we need to set here the tab buttons. First of all, first tab, so need to given this here as a icons. Need to configure here icons, and we need to set here the not icons. We need to use this here the image assets. Now need to find out here the home image. First of all, so need to get here home tab icons, copy relative path, and to put here like this value. You need to set here, and also need to give this here the size. Width you need to 32, and also set here the color. If select tab equal to 0, then you need to set here the colors dot primary colors. If not, then to select colors and to unselect colors you need to set here like this configures for these tab buttons. Again, now need to create here the duplicate tabs, and need to change this here the icons for the third ones. Need to set here the setting copy relative path, and to replace here, and to set here select tab z2, and also need to chat tabs of copy relative path, and we need to paste here, set here the ones, and to save this here and look like this here the showing like this tab bars. Now need to removing how to these indicators. Need to official is not remove, but you need to change this here the colors as a transparent colors. You need to set the tab bars configurations tab bar. Now need to go and need to write down here the indicator colors. Need to set here colors transparent, so need to set here and remove here the tab bars, and like this sets here, and also need to change here and change these icons. Now need to developing here the app bars. We need to develop here, and first of all need to set here the const value and to remove this here the blue lines. Now fix this here. Now need to developing here the app bars. Need to develop here. First of all need to making here the app bars right here. Need to set here the app bars. First of all need to set here the center titles. Set here the false. Then after need to set here the leading buttons. As we need to set here the icon buttons on press event. We need to set here the icons as a menu icons. We need to set here, and we need to also set this here the size 35. We need to set here, and also need to set this here the color white for these icons like this configures, and to const value we need to set here, and look like this showing here and this UI. First of all making you this here the curve. We need to go inside the body and to convert into the columns, and need to wrap with here the expand widget expanded, and you need to create here the container, and you need to set here the height, as you need to set here the 15, and width you need to give this here the double dot max width. We need to configure. Now need to set here the decorations, box decorations, give this here the color a color primary colors, and you need to set here the border radius circulars only. You need to set this here the radius circular, set here bottom left radius circulars as a 15, and also bottom right radius circulars you need to set here the 15s like this. Configurations are this, and to const value and to save, and look like this similar to designs. You need to making here the app bars UI. Now need to how to put this here the titles for this years. Need to set here the another property for the titles. Need to create here. Need to set here the title property and give this here the text. Need to write down here the Medicare, and we need to set here the style text style, and we need to give this here the colors color white, and after we need to also set this here the font size 16, and font weight also set here the semi bold 600s, like this configures here, and to set here the const value, and look like this here the showing here the names. And now need to developing here the actions. Need to develop here the current city, as well as need to put this here the notification icons. We need to put here for inside the actions. First of all making here the notification button icons. Need to draw here and set here the icon. We need to set icons as a notification, like here's set here color white, and need to set here the const value, and look like this here the showing like this here the notification icons. And then after need to creating here the city. Need to draw here the city buttons. How to write down here? First of all need this here the containers. If you not given this here the containers, your height is the pools, and to like this similar to uh, 45 like this heights showing here. That's why you need to explain here inside the practical. First of all need to draw here the equal, and we need to write down here the on tab event, and then after need to create here the childs. Now need to draw inside the containers, and to create here the decorations box decorations. Set here the colors as a color white. Then after need to set here the border radius. Set here border radius circulars 15s like this configures here, and need to set here, And now need to set here the height. Need to give this here the container paddings. Content symmetric horizontals need to set here the 8 like here. And now we need to see here look like this showing here how to fix this here. We need to create into the containers and we need to give this here alignments as a center. Set here the alignment, and alignments also need to set here the center. And fix this here like this sets, and also need to set here the height as a 30 and look like this similar to show here the this fix this here the issue. And now we need to put here the row inside the child. Create here, and then after we need to create here the main axis alignment as a centers, not centers. We need to note main axis size. We need to given this here the minimum like here. Now need to throw here the icon. Set here icons dot location, outline, and we need to set here the color primary text, and we need to set here the size 15. And to check here look like this here the show for these icons. Now we need to give this here the between some space size boxed. Give this here the width space as a 8 and const value. Now we need to save and look like this showing here. Now need to developing here the text. First of all, now need to copy this text property and we need to put inside here. And now need to set here the our city name Surat like this. Need to write down here, and now set here the const, and we need to remove here the font size. Need to set here the tents regular font, and also need to change this here the text colors. Dots need to set here the primary text and to remove this here the const value, and look like this here the showing here, and need to give this here the font weight. Set here the medium 500s, and look like this here the showing here. Also need to increase this here the padding as a 15 like this showing here for good UI. And this is the tab bar. Today I need to developing here like this UI. If you like this video, please give the thumbs up. If you're new user, so please subscribe my channels and press the notification bell icon. You can get every new video notifications and awesome content. If you have any question, so please write down the comment sections. I will help you and sort out your issue. Everyone have a nice day. Goodbye and take care.